Yep, it happened. On May 30th, 2025, we lost JP. And in that entire moment, I kind of, it took me a while to process the entire thing because this man was my best friend. He was a lot to me. We hung out so much, and I was able to, get JP to, do YouTube with me, and he was able to get me to do detailing with him. But I just want to come on here and say thank you, Jean Paul. You were a great human being. You are a great person to me. And despite your heart troubles, you pushed through everything, dude. Like you pushed through so much I wouldn't even imagine. You pushed through a lot more than me at times. Like I know at one point I was kind of complaining and struggling, and you told me that complaining and struggling is only temporary, and that you actually pushed through that and you helped me with that, JP. And I love you for that, man. Um, all I gotta say is this man was extraordinary, and he brought a lot of light to my life. And despite our ups and downs, and despite what me and him have been through as friends in our friendship, I will always be glad and very happy to call JP one of my friends, if not one of my best friends actually. And he was a light of the world. And I vividly remember the morning that my mom called me that he had passed away that Friday morning. It was the day before I had to get on a plane to go to Texas. And my mom, well, I was actually on the phone with my girlfriend, and my mom's name popped up on the phone. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, is this an emergency? So I hurry up and I answer it, and my mom's like, Nick. She was saying my name that my parents called me, Nicholas. Hey, hey, hey. And then she says the words, Jean Paul has passed away. And she says, Nicholas, I'm sorry. And, for me, it takes a while to process things, but I was in shock. I was in absolute awe, like in a bad way of like awe. But at that moment, I just started crying and kind of bawling my eyes out. And then my dad called me, and he had to get information on the whole situation. And then I called my girlfriend, and I told her about the situation, and it was just all over the place. And then I called Mr. Stefan. We talked. I was trying to get a hold of Mr. CJ and see if I could talk to him. I talked to a bunch of friends because they contacted me, asked if I was okay, and I wanted to make sure they were okay. And Miss Monique actually called me and whatnot, and we talked for a good bit. And she wanted to make sure that I was all right and that they will help me out if I need help during this situation. And when I actually got on a plane to go to Texas to see my girlfriend for a week, as the days went on, it just progressively got to me thinking that, wow, I actually lost my best friend. And it sucks so bad because someone that you clearly and confidently hung out with they're just gone in an instant. And in JP's case, he had two heart transplants, and despite that, he still wanted to be a football manager, and he still wanted to do all of these things that pretty much a lot of people didn't want to do, and he pushed through it. And I'm proud of him for that. And we had our own little friend group, and it was like four of us. And now that he's gone, it's literally the three of us now. And he was basically the building block piece of our like entire friend group. Like he always brought the funniness and the comedic like kind of vibe to the friend group, and he was always being a nice person and whatnot. I just wish that he wasn't gone so early. I just wish he wasn't gone. But in reality, I guess I have to realize that everybody will pass away someday, and even I will pass away, and all of my family and friends will eventually pass away, and that's the reality that I have to live with. And I just want to say that for the probably the third time in this video, JP is one of the greatest friends I've ever had, and I will always remember him as someone who I always hung out with, someone I loved and cherished. He was great. I remember back in 2016 when I met him at Magnolia Elementary, and we actually hung out for a little bit, and we got to know each other, and we played some of the Nintendo games. And he told me, "Hey, I'm JP. I got a heart transplant." I think this is when he got his like first heart transplant, and he was, we were kind of growing up. We were kids. We were only kids. And that's what sparked our friendship is we just both kind of had the same likeness of things, and we kind of like the same things. We had some stuff in common, and that's when it started. But when the pandemic hit in 2020, we actually got separated, and then in 2022 JP came to ACS, and that's when literally the second time we got, well, actually no, the first time we got reunited was around that time, and we got even closer than that at ACS. And that's around when I started doing like YouTube and whatnot. And he was like, "Bro, this guy Nick, man, I wanna make videos with him." And then we actually talked personally, and we got to make videos together. And I was thinking, I was like, "Bro, this man JP, bro, like we could make some dope videos in the future." And then 2023 comes around where we actually go to football, which I joined football, and he started being a manager, and it brought us even closer being in football together. And then in 2024, we watched. I wasn't on the team anymore. I was watching football. I was recording football for CO, and JP joined again too, and that's what brought us closer as well. And then we actually started going to each other's houses and having sleepovers and recording dumb vlogs and goofy comedic scenes, I guess. And then we started filming cinematic scenes, and the whole time it was just fun and it was awesome. And then this year, 2025, we recorded a few more videos, and that's when a few weeks ago JP started telling me, he said, "Nick, I don't know what it is, but I'm always tired. I'm always tired." And I was like, "Okay, well, then let's just slack off the videos and let's just talk every time I come over." And that's initially what started the decline of him unfortunately passing away on Friday of May 30th. But looking back on it, it was how do you say that? It was the most fun journey of friendship I've ever had in my life. And JP, I know you're up there in heaven because I know you knew Jesus. If you're hearing this right now, I love you, bro. I will always remember you, and I appreciate you, man. I guess I'll sign off, guys. I'll make another vlog whenever I get the chance, but this was just something that I wanted to talk about because it was on my heart, and all I gotta say is I love you, JP. I love all of you guys. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.